gentlemen, yes, this is your favorite show, Sports Unfolded, with your favorite hosts, Eric and Ron.
Hey, sports fans! Welcome to the best sports podcast on the planet, Sports Unfolded, where we cover all of the top sports stories that happened this past week. I am your host, Eric. Main man right over there, Ron. How are you tonight?
Hello! What is up? Hey, you know what? It's been a slow week.
It's different right now. It is very different. I'll tell you that. But we always have something to cover.
We do.
We do want to ask if you are joining us live. Please join the chat. Let us know if you have an opinion or if you want to chime in on anything we're talking about. We'd love to hear from you. And let's take some time, Ron, to just thank those that are helping support Sports Unfolded every single week. Start off in Dallas, Georgia with 99.1 WDJY FM. On every Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for the support, as well as 990 WBOB in Providence, Rhode Island, on every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and SECTV Public Access Channel 12, putting us on every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. We appreciate it. Check us out if you're watching or listening on any of those platforms. Please come join us every Friday night at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the best sports podcast on the planet. Well, Ron, as usual, we've got so much to cover, even on a slow week. So we're excited about that. And we get to announce our Hall of Fame inductees this week and start our new voting. So we're excited about that as well.
Well, let's do that right now.
You want to do that right now?
Yeah, why not?
Let's congratulate these two athletes who are now members of the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame, and that is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar getting 68% of the vote, and Zinedine Zidane in football, 50%.
That was a surprise to me.
Yeah, that was. I really thought Ronaldo would take that one, but the fans have voted. Wilt, 27% surprised me as well, but
yeah.
Kareem, the man, Kareem in, Zidane in. Congratulations to both those athletes on your induction into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. And later on in the show, we will announce our new nominees. Or not. We'll do it now.
Oh,
we could do it now.
Up, so.
For the NFL, Deion Sanders, Rod Woodson, Arenas Williams, Eric Allen, and Steve Atwater. That's going to be a very good one. As well as the WNBA, Candace Parker, Swin Cash, Cheryl Swoops, Tamika Catchings, and Maya Moore. That's another tough one. There's going to be somebody left off. But those will be up after the show today, so you'll have a chance to join us in voting at the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. So check that out, as well as all of our social media platforms. We're on everything, Ron. I don't know.
We're on everything.
You added things. I don't know. We're everywhere.
We're everywhere.
We are everywhere. So again, we will tell you how you can become a sponsor as well later and have your business seen or heard in over thousands of platforms.
Right up there.
Ron, it is time for our leadoff story, and I was surprised with this one. The Boston Red Sox are the hottest team in baseball right now. What do you think has changed with this team, and why are they the best team in baseball right now?
Okay, so I've actually been watching a game almost every night.
Well, that in itself
hard to believe. That might be it
That's there. What it is. You are the good luck charm?
I could be. We'll see what happens today because I'm not sure I'm going to watch the game tonight. I'm planning on watching Lord of the Rings tonight.
Oh, okay.
Planning on it, but I could change my mind. But look, this is simple. It's addition by subtraction, right? I mean, come on. Yes, the first 7 games were atrocious after the trade. But since then, this team has settled down and they've started crushing the ball. Now, granted, great timing having bad teams come in. You know,
Yeah, but now
being
they're
on the
beating
road.
good teams too, right? They
Yeah.
started with that Yankees series realistically.
Right. So they weren't it wasn't a terrible team, of course. Yankees are playing horrible right now. You know. I don't think they're gonna stay that way.
Yeah, well, talk about teams in 2 different directions right now, right? The Red Sox 7 straight, the Yankees are clinging to third place right now.
Yeah, so I mean, look, I just think that they're playing much better. They're letting those kids play, and let me tell you, Rafaela, Anthony are incredible players. Marcelo Myers, he's done okay. You know, the average needs to get up there, but Anthony, look, 13 games ago, he was batting 114. He's now batting like 250. He's crushing it. He is crushing it.
Yeah, listen, I think to your point, getting rid of Devers, Alex Cora regained the locker room, that
Yes.
clubhouse. Here's a guy now that we know he can manage. It's just a matter of, did he have players that were willing to basically listen to his message and go out there and just do what the team needed to do. We know Devers wasn't that guy. You also got lucky here where you're getting hot at the right time where certain guys are coming back. Bregman, I believe, is coming back tonight. Yoshida came back. Yoshida's first game, 3 for 4. Now you get another bat in your lineup that you could obviously use. This team in the last 7 games runs batting .317. 82 hits, 13 home runs, 59 RBIs. They're putting up runs.
It's unbelievable. They're scoring like 9 runs a game.
Yeah, which is insane. And then you think about it on the back end of it, the pitching, 2.43 over the last 7 games, 57 strikeouts. Have only given up 4 home runs and 16 walks in 7 games. That's really good.
Right. I mean, Crochet, right?
Yeah, you finally got an ace, right? You got an ace.
Right. But now you have Giolito, who
6
in
and
his
1.
last 5-6 starts,
Yeah.
0.5 or 0.7 ERA, 0.70. That's crazy.
Right, 6 and 1. Again, you thought about that pickup. Nobody was excited about it, and now look, right?
I wasn't.
Brian Bayo, he's pitching well. So everything's coming together at the right times for the Red Sox. You also got to look at some players that are excelling too. Romy Gonzalez is having a phenomenal season. Listen, this guy right here, Ron, you've been down on him for several years. Trevor Story has
finally arrived.
Right, he maybe
3 years later, but he's finally arrived.
And Abreu has played well as well. So I think this is what happened. This reminds me of like the 04 teams, or just a bunch of guys that enjoyed playing with each other. It was no, major superstars. You had a couple of pieces, but it's when you get those.
I remember that trade when they traded Nomar and Boston went in an uproar. People were so angry, and that turned out to be why they won.
Yeah.
They traded him.
And sometimes, again, you can hold on to players too long. And I think Boston did this right. I can't believe I'm saying this as a Yankee fan, but Boston did the right thing by get rid of Devers when they did. Because you could see that him on this team would have completely dismantled anything they were trying to do. These young kids now look up to Cora, respect Cora, are going to listen to Cora. That wasn't happening with Devers there.
No, because it's like Devers was the focal point. And, as great as a hitter he is, he's a great hitter. We all know this. As great as that is, your ego can't be bigger than the team. I mean, we saw it in New England with Tom Brady, how he put his ego aside. That's how you win.
Yeah,
You
and the
can't
key,
have one guy be the guy.
Ron, the key here too, Devers is not a team player in San Francisco. You're already seeing issues
Right.
there, and he hasn't even been there. It's been a few weeks.
Right.
So it's just, to your point, his ego out exceeded the team, and it ended up causing so many issues. And now you're seeing a difference with these kids that are just performing at a level.
Because
The
they're
only
out
thing,
from the shadow.
yeah, I will say this, Ron, and the only thing that I'm hearing a lot of chat about possibly trading Durant.
They have too many outfielders.
But would that kind of disrupt what you've got going now?
I
with
think
Boston?
it does, because you lose your leadoff hitter, and you can't mess with the dynamics. Now, somebody's got to make room for the outfield, and you have Duran, Rafaela, Abreu, Anthony, and you also have Yoshida, and Ref Snyder as your utility guy. So you can't carry this many guys. And to me, I mean, the writing is on the wall for one of the two, and that is Yoshida or Duran. And I'm sorry, I like Yoshida, but he's got to be the odd man out. And that's too bad, because they do need him in that lineup, because he doesn't strike out. But who are you gonna get rid of? You're not getting rid of Anthony, because he's clearly going to be a superstar. Rafaela, I mean, he's exceeded everything that I expected of him. The hitting, the producing of the runs, the running, and of course that defense. You can't get rid of him. Abreu is your only guy that's a legitimate home run hitter. You can't get rid of him. So that leaves only Yoshida and Duran. It's got to be one of those two if they trade anybody.
Yeah, and I don't
frankly, I take Yoshida and I make him a first baseman, because I like Toro, but you know what? I'll take Yoshida over Toro.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting dynamic to see. To your point, are they going to make another move, and does it affect them? I mean, realistically, at this point, you think they could win? The AL East has clearly, come back down to earth. With the Rays and the Yankees and what's happening there, and Baltimore's starting to play a little bit better. Boston's playing better. This is going to be an interesting race, I think, for the back end of the season here after the All-Star break. Is that another thing you worry about as a Red Sox fan, Ron, though, that with
too much competition?
Well, the All-Star break coming up, if this team continues to win, right?
It did it last time too.
That's what happened last season. They were hot in July. Yeah. July was their best month, and right after the break, they seem to have struggle. So could be a timing thing here too. So let's hope that for Red Sox fans that you don't see it. If you're joining us live, let us know. What do you think? The Red Sox contenders again, or is this just similar to last year?
I mean, we do have to pump the brakes on it, because they did beat up on a lot of bad teams. And granted, Yankees were in there, but they were struggling at the time. So
beat the Rays last night.
But they did beat Tampa Bay last night in a great game. And look, I just see the team is just different. What a difference in the team just by taking care of one problem.
The movie Major League, you remember they stopped peeling off the pieces of clothing, article of clothing. And Boston peeled off a piece that they needed to really spark something with this locker room. And that clubhouse now is so different. You can see it.
The kids are good.
But you got to also think Breslow in this whole process, right? Everybody was really down on what he's done. He didn't make good moves. He didn't do anything in the offseason, according to most people. He made some really good moves. Getting Crochet was big. And then re-signing him.
That was the biggest thing.
Here's a guy now, 9-4 on the season, and it's even in his losses. It's more because the team wasn't hitting at that point.
Right. Yeah, they do not give him a whole lot of run support.
Here's why I think that contenders run. Because who do you focus on? The Yankees. Aaron Judge struggles. The rest of the team struggles. This team doesn't have a guy now that you look at and say, okay, we got to shut this one down because everyone's doing a piece. And then on top of it, you got pitching that has come through now and has seemed to figure out certain things. Maybe it's the addition of Crochet and now having a true ace. That's why I say the contenders run, because realistically, they have the pieces there now. I think they'd be foolish to make a trade and break up what this team is right now. Having too many outfielders is a good problem.
The only thing that I could see them doing is making a play for another starter. Only because we don't know what we're going to get from Tanner Houck. You know, coming off the injury, he's just not like he was before the All-Star break last year.
But again, you don't have to give up much to get a fourth or fifth starter.
Right.
So even for that part of it for Boston, they're in good shape.
Yeah, because you can always put either the guy you're trading for or Tanner Houck in the bullpen for the rest of the year. And that alone makes the bullpen better. You know, I mean, this team looks really good. I'm stunned. And, you know, after watching that kid, Anthony, what a swing. Oh, my God. What a swing he has. It is consistent, and he's calm at the plate. Like, you don't see him changing his expression throughout any of the at-bats in a game. It's just the same. He goes up there, approaches the plate like he does every single time up, and it's kind of amazing. I don't know what he's going to turn out to be. You know, whether it's a power hitter or line drive hitter, whatever it may be, he's going to be a good hitter. And just the way he carries himself is more like a veteran rather than a rookie.
All right. Some great
good sign. It's a good sign.
It's a good sign.
For little us, not you.
Split decision here. More likely, the Boston Red Sox make the wild card, make the playoffs as by winning the division, or miss the playoffs altogether. It's more likely, Ron.
I'm going to say they're not going to make the playoffs.
Whew, you're just doing that because you like to do the Oppo thing. I know what you're doing here. Yeah. I see. All right, some great talk there with the Boston Red Sox. We'll see tonight. They play the Rays. Again.
That's what I'm going to wait for. I'll see how they do against the Rays the rest of this series.
Yeah, it's a 4-game series too, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's talk some NFL, Ron. And we're going to talk about two teams, the Detroit Lions and the Dallas Cowboys. Which team has more to prove this season? The Dallas Cowboys or the Detroit Lions?
This is a very interesting one. This is a good question. I like this. I'm going to say the Detroit Lions because the Cowboys are what they are every year. They just go into it. So people, they're always optimistic, but, whatever. We'll see them next year anyway. Detroit Lions, however, if they don't get to the Super Bowl this year, there are going to be critics coming out. And if they don't get there, it's going to be same old Lions. They stink.
I agree with you that we talk about the opportunities in sports when the windows are open, right? And we say windows are closing. And you're seeing this. The last 2 years, the Detroit Lions have slowly become the team that everybody feels should be there.
Yeah.
And to me, if you don't take the opportunity, you see the Washington Commanders starting to make a move and a push and get better. You still have to compete with the Philadelphia Eagles, who are the defending champions, who look like they will remain there for a few years as contenders.
Yep.
You need to take this opportunity because we know how quickly in the NFL that these things switch and change, and you go from a top team to a bottom team and have to work your way back. Detroit has never won a thing.
Right.
At least the Cowboys, you could go back to the mid 90s. You've won championships. You were relevant. You consistently have been a team that predominantly makes the playoffs. The Detroit Lions were that team, one of the worst franchises in the NFL for so many years. And now they're the model for so many teams, right?
Supposedly.
How you build a team and kind of, figure out these pieces to become contenders. The problem is, though, it's nice that you figured it out. How do you get to the next piece of winning?
Right.
And to me, the pressure's on them. New coaching staff now, right? You got rid of Aaron Glenn, who went to the Jets, and I'm drawing a blank here. That went to Chicago.
Why do I feel Johnson? Ben Johnson?
Ben Johnson, yes, very good. Ben Johnson, right? Went to Chicago. So now you've got to, change your offensive philosophy. Your defensive philosophy is changing. You've got players now that obviously have been there a couple of years that things may change.
You also got Ben Johnson in your division.
Right. Who knows your team very well, especially on the offensive side of the ball and what doesn't work.
Right.
I think you're right. It's Detroit.
I don't see them doing as well this year. I really don't. I think losing both the offensive and defensive coordinators, I think, are too much. And they're going to take a step back.
Yeah, and it's sad because I think a lot of people were, especially last year, I think most people really had them locked into making the Super Bowl. And I think we said it, the perfect matchup would have been Buffalo-Detroit, right? One of them has to win a Super Bowl at that point, right? Yeah. Like both of these franchises, and yet neither one of them can get over the hump.
No. And I think Buffalo's timeline is probably even worse because the AFC has a lot of good teams and a lot of good quarterbacks.
Yeah, it's and again, you're also Jared Goff, who we were not very high on a few years ago. How much longer can he perform at this level? So there's so many questions with Detroit. Dallas and what's going to happen. Dak's going to come back this season healthy for we'll see how many games, but that's usually where they're going to lie is what happens with their health. Right. Will they make the postseason and then lose there? That's kind of the timeline for the Dallas Cowboys.
Right. It's going to be an interesting season because there are a lot of question marks around the league. Especially when you look at, certain divisions and how some of them maybe, have too many good teams, or as opposed to some of those divisions that just did not play well last year. When you had San Francisco, where are they going to be in all of this?
Yeah, right. We expect them to be better, right? Healthier and
right. So that's another team that Detroit has to have in their rear view mirror that they can come back, and make the playoffs. And then you find yourself going up against San Francisco in the postseason. That's not a gimme. It's not a gimme.
Yeah,
and Washington, I mean, look at the leaps and bounds they made. And they put some other players on that team.
They added Debo, Tunzel, so they're stronger on that side of the ball. It's going to be interesting to see if they can maintain where they've been for the last couple of years. I think to your point, I think they're going to be worse. And,
I think so.
And it's a shame because that window is going to close pretty quick. They've had like a 3-year run, and it's over.
Somebody slamming that shut
right.
with the shutters and everything.
Yeah, nailing that bad boy down.
Yep,
nailing that bad boy down.
They're preparing for a storm.
without a doubt, my friend. All right, Ron, it is time for starting five.
Yeah, this is a good one.
3, 2,
That looks like Patrick Swayze a little bit.
It does.
Right? I was like,
does.
I
I
think
said
that from
the
a
same
movie.
thing when I was putting it on there.
This. You know why I picked Doug's for this segment?
Time
So
goes by.
we're gonna give you our starting 5 athletes named Doug all time. But I did this because Michael Douglas announced his retirement. I was like, oh, we've done Mike. We'll do Doug.
Wait a minute, Michael Douglas, the actor?
He's retired. He said he is officially retired.
He is old.
81.
Ah, but that's the Ant-Man stuff.
Yep, done. That was it.
Uh-oh.
So we're doing Doug's. Basically, we're going to give you
a Dougie.
Oh boy, let's not. All right. I am first this week, so I'll start us off with my honorable mentions. I have 3 of them. Doug Jarvis, four-time Stanley Cup winner.
Yeah.
Doug Williams, the first African-American quarterback to win a Super Bowl and the Super Bowl MVP, as an honorable mention. And also, fan favorite, Doug Flutie, one of my honorable mentions. So those are my 3 honorable mentions.
Yeah, I did not have any of them on my honorable mentions, but I do have several honorable mentions.
Go ahead.
You know, I felt bad that
I don't know, the fans.
you'll understand it.
Okay.
I felt bad that I didn't have anybody from Major League Baseball on my top 5, but I put Doug Drabick on the honorable mention. Just because there's no baseball.
I thought you would have went like Doug Marabelli or.
Well, I could have went Doug DeCinces too, but he's not as good as Drabick, and Drabick is stretching it. Also honorable mention. Doug Lowe, pictured right below you as he's winning gold. He won 2 goals in 800-meter races in 1924 and 28 Olympics. 2 gold medals. Honorable mention. He was crying as he's crossing the finish line. He's like, oh. And I don't know what the second place
Michael
guy
Douglas retired.
The third place guy.
Michael Douglas retired from acting. I think you should do the same. That was not very good.
These are good.
The Oscar will not go to Ron for his performance in Crying Man winning a gold medal. Crying Man winning a gold medal. God.
I want an Emmy.
You want an Emmy? All right.
All right, Doug Kent. Who's Doug Kent, you ask? Pro Bowler with 10 titles, including the ever-popular 2007 Denny's World Championship title.
Can't go without a Grand Slam.
That's right. See?
I think they're four of them for $10.
Doug Kent. And let me tell you, I've tried so hard getting a picture of this next one. I scoured the internet for like an hour just looking for this guy's picture, and I couldn't find one. Doug Pottinger, a one-time world champion curler. He also won a bronze as well. I just had to get a curling guy in there. So
if James was on right now, he would definitely be excited about it.
He'd love it. He would love it.
He would.
But this guy right here, this Patrick Swayze looking guy, volleyball superstar, like household name, Doug Party. Partie. Party.
Did he party all the time?
Yes, and he did, because this guy won Olympic gold in 1988 in Seoul. Also the bronze in 92 Barcelona.
Very nice.
He also won gold in the World Championships 1986 in France and the World Cup 1985. And the Goodwill Games, he got a silver in 1986. And Pan American Games in 1987 in Indianapolis won gold as well.
All right.
Very highly decorated volleyball player, Patrick Swayze lookalike.
Yeah.
Doug Hardy.
If they make another ghost, we got to call this guy. I don't know if he's still around. All right. So at number 5 for me in our starting 5, Doug's, I do have a baseball player. I have Doug Jones, relief pitcher, had 909 strikeouts, 303 saves. It's not bad. 5-time All-Star, Doug Jones, my number 5.
Okay, that's a good one. Yeah. Number 5, I have Doug Collins. 17.9 points per game. Wow. You don't like Doug Collins? You think he's too low? That's what you're saying.
Yeah. That's what it was.
3.2 rebounds, 3.3 assists. Hall of Famer, 4-time All-Star, Doug Collins.
I would have been Doug Christie before Doug Collins. But anyway, 4-time All-Defensive.
Isn't even close to that.
4-time All-Defensive, man.
Yeah.
That's the dirty work. That's the guys that deserve it. But anyway, all right.
Get out of here.
At number 4 for me, offensive lineman Doug Wilkinson, 195 games started, 3-time Pro Bowl, 1-time All-Pro. I love those guys in the trenches. They don't get enough love. So I put them in at my number 4.
Yeah, that's a pretty good one. I like that one. 3 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro. Great player. Great player. Number 4, right? We're on 4?
We're on 4.
Doug Wilson, former Chicago Blackhawk, great defenseman, 1,000+ games, 237 goals, 590 assists. He's a plus 55 with 22 game winners, Hall of Famer, 3-time All-Star, and the Norris Trophy winner. I have him at number 4. Great player.
All right. Number 3. I have Doug Atkins, defensive lineman, 94.5 sacks, 8-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, 2-time champion. Doug Atkins at number 3 for me.
Very good. It's a good one. For number 3, for me, I have Doug Gilmour, Toronto Maple Leaf, right there. Look, 1,400+ games. He had 1,414 points, almost a point a game. Missed it by 60. Plus 129.
Much.
Yeah, he was good. 56 game winners, Hall of Famer, 1 Stanley Cup, 1 Selke Award for best defensive forward. Mm-hmm. So I have him number 3.
All right.
450 goals. That's pretty damn good.
Not bad at all. So that's why I had him at number 2. Doug Gilmour, 450 goals. You said it, 964 assists, 1 Selke, 1 Cup, a plus 129 in his career, too. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me.
Number 2, I have Doug Atkins.
Hey, look at that.
Number 3. Look, I mean, those numbers are rather impressive, right? I mean, 8-time Pro Bowler, 1 All-Pro, the 2 NFL championships.
Yep.
That certainly helps. 94.5 sacks. I mean, this guy was.
And I'm sure back then they probably didn't. He probably played when they didn't count sacks for a bit too. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's the guy way down the other end there.
Yeah. So we are on to number 1 in our starting 5. Doug's. In mine, I'm sure it's the same as yours. Doug Harvey.
It's hard to. It was eye-popping, wasn't it?
Holy cow! I mean, again, for a defenseman, plus 46, a little concerning there. That was the only part of it. But 452 assists, 11-time All-Star, 7-time Norris winner, and 6 cups. Pretty damn impressive. He was number 1 for me.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that was mostly all defensive. He was out there for all the best players. And when you are going up against guys like Rocket Richard and all that, you need to be good. So, look, 11 All-Stars. You know, this is like he's kind of reminds me of like Ray Bork without that huge offensive numbers. And back then, that's what defensemen were. It was defense first. So, what a great player he was. It pains me to put a Canadian there.
Oh, yeah. There we go, buddy.
And then I get the freaking Toronto Maple Leaf on the side of me. I'm surrounded by
Yeah, what is going on with you today?
teams.
All right. So that was our starting five. It was a fun one. Michael Douglas retired, so we went Doug. We did some Dougs.
I was wondering why you were doing this.
Yeah, it's just, it's like, hey, Michael Douglas. So
it was a good one, though. I liked it. I thought it was some good players. And there was so many players that were really good that I didn't even get.
And then I was also thinking
Dougie
about
Hamilton.
Dougie Hamilton. I was also thinking too, if you did the last name like Sherman Douglas, fan favorite, really right? Difficult. But yeah, so there was some good ones in there.
Yeah. So, and Doug Christie is a pretty decent player. Like
four-time all defensive. Four-time all defensive. He could lock down Kobe. Believe it or not, he did pretty well against Kobe.
Yeah.
All right, Ron.
Doug Smith, the offensive lineman as well.
There were some good Dougs. There were some good Dougs.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk some NBA. And the Oklahoma City Thunder, they were all in, signing all of their top players. Is this a good choice? Ron, I want to start off, if you don't mind, with just going over the contracts. Jalen Williams, 5 years, $287 million. Chet Holmgren, 5 years, $250 million. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, 4 years, $285 million. This bothers me. I'm not saying these players, listen, the salaries are the salaries and whatever. But we just saw this in Boston and what happens when you sign all these guys to a long-term contract. They break the team up after a year or two. So it's like everybody's like, oh, look at how great this team is. Jalen Williams, 24. Chet Holmgren, 23. SGA is 26. You're like, all right, they'll be together now for the next 5 years. No. Except they don't win next year. They break the team up. So
that's exactly what's going to happen. And it's because of the financials, right? Look, this is OKC. This is not the Boston Celtics.
It's a small market. It's a small market team.
The Boston Celtics couldn't make money this year because of the salaries that they're paying. They were losing money. OKC, look, congratulations and all that, but if they don't win the championship next year, you're losing one of those guys for sure.
Without a doubt. At 2026 run, the following season after next season, they're going to be $102 million over the cap.
Yeah.
There's going to be no owners that want to pay that, especially in that market. They couldn't even get fans to go out for the parade, from winning a championship.
Is shameful.
So I don't see these owners saying, okay, listen. Oh, look at what I did there. But how do you continue to sit back and to dump all this money in if they don't win? They need to win again next year. That's the only way you keep this together. And I don't understand why these teams continue to do this. I think Holmgren's a very good player and Williams a very good player, but they could have very easily kept one of them and then found some pieces in between with SGA to make it work. I think this is it's like fool's gold. You're playing with something that isn't real. It's not going to happen where we're going to see this team for the next 5 years.
Yeah, I think this team should have probably dealt away Williams. I think they should have dealt him away because I think he's the guy that you can get. I don't want to say, that you can just get him, off the shelf somewhere, but you can get him anywhere. Not trying to say but I'm saying it.
Yeah, well said. It made a lot of sense. You can't get him anywhere, but you could get him anywhere. I got it. It makes sense. Yeah, I got it. All right there.
I don't know. I get keeping, SGA. I get that. And I get.
Yeah, you have to keep SGA.
Chet Holmgren. I get that. But you can get a guy that does what Williams does. You can.
I would also say this though, Ron Holmgren's been injured. He didn't play his first year.
Yeah.
He played 32 games last year.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he played completely in the postseason. But, I mean, I also could say that you could get a Chet Holmgren. 15 points, 8 boards a game is not anything that
we had Cornette.
Right? Think about that one game he had in the post. One game. There you go, Ron. You sold me now.
I wanted to keep him, though. Now he's in San Antonio.
I don't even know.
He's going to win a championship.
And then Al Horford now, they're talking about Golden State possibly.
Oh, come on. No, not Al.
Big Al's
they
gone,
need to make him an assistant coach.
He's not. He's gone. It's a done
Player
deal.
Coach.
It's a done deal. Big Al's gone, too. So, I mean, listen, congrats to those guys for getting those contracts, but I don't know. I just feel like at some point, either the league's got to say, listen, if you sign these guys, it's got to be a minimum of whatever. Because before you could trade them or something, this is getting out of control.
I'd be worried about that franchise, to be honest with you. Because in 2 years, they're going to be starting to bleed.
It's going to be money. SGA and nobody else because they're going to have to get rid of everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We're seeing it in Boston. You can't. You
don't even recognize the team. I don't even know who's going to. I was watching Summer League games today, Ron, for the Celtics because I figured some of these kids I'm actually going to have to watch play this season because they don't have anybody on the roster. Good luck.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, Ron.
Still a playoff team right now.
They are, which is pretty sad to say, too.
They would not even be close if it was the West.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. All right, Ron, let's talk some more Major League Baseball. This is a big story coming out. A possible salary cap for baseball. Would it be good for the sport?
It depends. I think they need one because financially, these teams are going to start going under too. I think Major League Baseball is in serious trouble, and they don't see it yet, but it's coming.
I agree with you in this aspect, Ron. The top team this opening day payroll was the Dodgers with $329, and you think about the deferred money they got for Ohtani if they actually have to pay that. $329. The Miami Marlins opening day payroll $67 million.
And this is why I say they're going to be in trouble no matter what.
If I'm a Miami Marlin fan, Ron, what makes me want to even go to the game?
I don't know. I don't understand why they do.
Are your hot dogs free drinks, free something? Because I'm not paying to watch a minor league team. You got a minor league team basically competing against, you know what I mean, MLB.
But this is the problem, Eric. They have this luxury tax, and it's supposed to spread the money around. It's not. These teams are collecting the money, and they're not using it.
And that's why I think the cap has to be, you need to be at, like the NFL does it perfectly. Every team has to be at the cap. You can't say, "Oh, I'm not going to spend $100 million of this." Like you got $100 million, you got to spend it.
Yeah, you have to have a floor and a ceiling, and that is, I know that's the way it is in the NHL as well. You can't just sell everything off and put a scrub team out there.
It should be 10%. You have to be 10% of whatever the cap is. So if it's $300 million, that's $300 million for a team. You get $3 million. You could be at $297. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what you get.
Yeah.
Yeah, because again, it's just ridiculous that this league continues to give these guys these astronomical contracts, and the teams that can afford it are going to just keep doing it. And these teams like Miami's, Kansas City's, they're never going to have a team that is going to actually contend.
They just choose not to.
They're not going to make the money though. The Dodgers are making, the Yankees are making, the Mets are making.
But that's what the luxury tax is. That money that these teams are paying are supposed to go to the
I get it,
other
Ron.
teams that don't.
I get it. But what I'm saying to you is if I had a jersey for the Yankees, for the Dodgers, or the Miami Marlins? Which one you buying?
Oh, well, of course.
So
I'm
they're making
buying
money.
Miami.
Exactly. That's because you like you like those
You
teams.
chose the wrong teams there.
Listen, a normal person who doesn't know baseball and has
Yes, I
no
know what you're saying.
right, no affiliation, no loyalty to a team. They're gonna buy those popular teams because those are the ones that are always on television. Those are the ones that
Yeah.
everybody's talking about. That's where all the big name players are, and
Right.
this is what ends up happening. So those teams can't afford to do the things that these other teams can. And ultimately, if you don't make it where every team, hey, New York, you got to lose a couple guys. Hey, guess what? Juan Soto's not getting $780 million to play. Like, that's where it's going to stop.
Really. It's, I don't know how they're going to work that out because, if you just turn on the salary cap, that's going to change a lot of things, and players that are at the top of the chain are going to have to conform, and they're not going to like it.
Guess who doesn't want a cap? The players. They've pretty much said that they're not too happy about it. The owners obviously do. I think, to your point, there has to be a cap of how low you can be.
Yeah.
Regardless of your market. If your market can't afford it, then you shouldn't have a team. And I'd hate to see cities lose teams, and I'd hate to see, but you think about it. Cincinnati Reds have been bad for quite some time. Why? Because they don't play. They don't pay for players. Kansas City doesn't pay for players. Miami Marlins don't pay for players. Like, you're going to have to get to a point where you're paying for some of these guys.
It is totally true. And,
it needs to be done.
It's like the Angels that pay an injured guy for 5 years.
Yeah. But think about this, too. The only sport in North America is Major League Baseball that doesn't have a salary cap.
Yeah.
I would say this: if you're going to rank NFL number 1, NBA number 2, NHL is probably number 3 now. Major League Baseball is not. It's not America's game anymore. It's not America's. It's America's pastime because it was great then. It isn't now.
It's past its time. Look, I don't know what baseball can do to change, what their league looks like. But I know that I'm sick of the same 5 teams being the teams that win everything all the time. It's the same teams.
Think about this too. Even the teams that try to spend, like the Padres, the Giants, every year, and they can't seem to do it.
Those teams, they pay for like all this stardom, and then the following year they let them all. They trade all of them. So it's not like they're getting players, for any reason other than to sell jerseys.
Get some splash in there, and then you know what? It doesn't work, and we move on.
Yeah.
And then we stink again for a couple of years, right?
It's almost immediate.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. I hope they do. How long
was Soto there?
I really hope they do this.
Like a hot minute.
Yeah, they knew they weren't going to be able to pay that contract.
It was stupid.
Then he goes to New York, who had an opportunity. Yankees could afford it. That's why he went to New York. It's the only reason why I went to New York. And then obviously the Yankees said, I'm not paying X, but beyond X, and the Mets could afford to pay more, and they did.
And they did.
And then it's again.
I swear some people just sign these guys for that monster deal just so they can trade them for prospects.
And they got to get rid of the deferred money thing. That to me is ridiculous.
Terrible. That's terrible because that is laughable.
Ohtani making $2 million a year. Come on.
That's laughable.
It's a joke. It's a joke. All right, Ron. It is time for split decisions. Our split decision segment, basically, we give each other 2 more likely questions, and we got to make a decision. I am first this week, so I will start us off, Ron, with your first split decision. Which of these 10-7 NFC teams last season is more likely to have a losing record this season? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers the Los Angeles Rams or the Seattle Seahawks, all 10-7 last year. Who's more
Seattle
likely to have?
Seahawks.
Wow, you were too quick. Come on, Sam Darnold's the man. The man. Look at what he did with Minnesota.
This is very similar to the question that I asked you. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. Who is, the whole winning quarterback kind of thing?
Yeah.
It's the same principle.
Okay.
I have confidence that the Rams are going to be good. I have confidence. I think they got some good players there, and and then
The
I'm
Bucks.
not confident. I'm not confident in Seattle.
Okay.
I would have been more confident if they would have kept, their guy.
Geno Smith.
No, not that guy. Receiver.
DK Metcalf.
Yeah, it would have been more, it's like, okay, we're gonna get rid of Geno Smith and we're gonna get a quarterback in here. But let's get rid of his receiver.
The best weapon on the team. Yes. Makes sense. I like it.
So I'm not confident.
And it'll be all Sam Darnold's fault. All right. What do you have?
Oh. Wait, where did it go? I'm on the right page. What the heck?
What are you doing, buddy?
All right.
Danny in the house. How are you?
Hey, Danny.
Hey, Danny.
All right. So we just talked baseball a moment ago, and we did talk about this. So I might as well do this one. Who will the Red Sox more likely trade by the deadline? Jarren Duran, Masataka Yoshida, or Cedane Rafaela?
Rafaela's playing too well. I think they got a gem there. Yoshida, I don't think anybody's going to take that contract just based on his injury history. Even with a good bat, he's not great in the field, so that limits you to a DH role only. Durant is the most likely to go, but I also feel like he's probably your best player right now. So that's where it gets interesting. But I would think Durant would be the most likely to get traded.
It's kind of sad.
Yeah. But I think
I hope it doesn't happen. Like I said, you need
I would keep him.
You need a first baseman.
Yeah, I would keep him without a doubt. All right, Ron. Nice baseball question. I have a baseball question for you. Which pitcher is more likely to win the ERA title this season? Paul Skeens, who's at a 1.94, or Tarek Skubal, who's at a 2.02? More likely to win an ERA title.
That's a tough one because they're both in different leagues. They could both do it.
They could. That's a good way to look at it. All right,
both of them are going to.
Who will finish with the best ERA? Then is that more likely to finish with the best ERA? Skeens or Skubal?
I'm gonna go with. Skubal. Gotta go with Scoobs.
Hey, Scoobs, Scooby Snack.
Because he's going to play less pressure baseball, because they're a better team.
Detroit is a better team.
Yeah, so I think he's going to be able to be more relaxed out there than Skeens, who's got to pitch in Pittsburgh.
But he's still doing well.
He's still doing well, though.
I will say this: Skubal has won an ERA title, so. I mean, he could do it. Eric, my interview is next week with Becky and Ron. Oh, he's got an interview with you and Going On Daily?
Yep, he's going on the show on Tuesday.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
Eric, it is must-see TV.
All right, Danny, on Going On Daily this Tuesday.
Yes.
Congrats, Danny. I'll look forward to watching that, man. That's awesome. All right, Ron, your second split decision.
All right, my second one, staying with the trade thing. Who is more likely to be traded? Zion Williamson, LeBron James, funny how Danny shows up for this, and Joel Embiid. Who is more likely to be traded?
You want. So we always do this process of elimination, right? Zion Williamson hurt all the time. I don't think anybody wants to take that contract. Wouldn't trade for him. Embiid, always injured with that contract. Wouldn't want to pay for him. LeBron James makes the most sense here, that he's the only guy that can play 70-something games. And if you were just saying what, and I heard a team again, like Golden State Warriors want to make one last run with Curry and try to win it all, you could see like a LeBron to Golden State type move. So I would say LeBron James more likely to get traded than the other two, and it's based more off of injuries. Because honestly, if you were saying, oh, I could get a guy for the next 4 years, I would go Zion, but I'm not sure he plays 4 years. I might get 2 out of those 4. And that's a lot.
Finishes the next season.
LeBron did he change to Cleveland? Cares about him. Wow. Take his son back with Danny. That's your team. I can't believe it.
See, all this time I've been saying this about LeBron James and how he's not, the king.
Now Danny's on your side.
And I got a hard time from Danny about this, remember?
Yeah, oh yeah.
And he's come around to the dark side.
The tides have turned. All right, Ron. Great questions. Let's move on to some NHL.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. That's priceless.
Let's move on to some NHL. And the question tonight is it time for the NHL to change their draft structure and format?
What? You didn't enjoy that draft a couple weeks ago?
I wouldn't even say this, Ron. It's not that I don't enjoy it. But I'm going to throw out some numbers first. And then I want you to answer me. So I look at it this way. There's no anticipation when they do the NHL draft, because these kids that get drafted, you may A, never see them on your team, B, maybe 4 to 5 years before you see them, and then C, why am I going to get excited about somebody that I don't even know anything about because I'm never going to see them play in a sweater for my team? So these are just first rounders. 2024, 15.63% played in the NHL, which was 3 games. The entire draft for 2024, 2.67% played on an NHL club. 23, you move up, 43.75, still not 50% of the first rounders. 23 games played. 8.48% of those drafted in 2023 played in the NHL. 2022, so we're 3 years in now. 81.25% of the first rounders play in the NHL. Great, right? You're starting to see, but it's 3 years now in. 20.89% of all players drafted played in the NHL. 2021, 78.13. Little dive there, so I guess the talent wasn't as good. 25.45. 2020, first round players, 96.77% play in the NHL. It takes 5 years for you to get a first round draft pick to actually have him play on your squad. Like, that's absolutely asinine to me. How do these teams, this is why these teams stink this is why Anaheim stinks for so many years. You're the worst team. You're drafting guys. You're going to hope in 5 years they're going to actually play in the NHL. I think they've got to figure this out.
Well, it's just the numbers, right? Look, you're not figuring out, rocket science. When you look at the amount of players on the roster that play in a game, It's not like the NBA where, you've got 13 guys on your roster, basically. So the sheer numbers are beneficial to a league like that. And I get it.
My problem is that it's the first rounders. Like, these are the guys that should be ready to go.
Because those are all young players. You're talking about, in a lot of cases, 17-year-olds. These 18-year-old kids, then it's not like in other sports, they're not super developed.
But so let me ask you this question: the four, we said we ranked the four most popular sports. The two I would put at the bottom of the four is the NHL and Major League Baseball.
Right.
Both have a very similar drafts. Where again, you draft a kid, it's even
in the
worse.
Middle of the season.
Yeah,
it's actually next week.
But then you don't even see the kid.
No.
Whoever they draft number one, you'd be like, 10 years from now, you're like, oh yeah, that was the number one pick. 10 years it could be. It's ridiculous. Yeah. NFL last year, 32 players drafted, one player didn't play. One.
Yeah.
And that was J.J. McCarthy because he blew out his knee in preseason.
Right.
Every first rounder at least played, and the lowest was 6 games.
Yeah.
To me, it's like,
because
how do I get
that instantaneous, thing?
Right, gratification. You want to watch it. You want to see this kid. You want to Drake May with the Patriots last year.
And this is the thing, Eric. The college program is the minor leagues. It really is, and that's how it works for football, and it also works like that for basketball for the most part, right? I mean, seniors, they come out, chances are a lot of those top seniors are going to get drafted, and they're going to find themselves a home on a team, and they're going to get into a game most likely. But in the NHL and in baseball, it's quite the opposite. And this is why when you get a team at the bottom and they don't draft well, it stunts them for decades.
Which is, I think, a problem. And I think they have to either figure out that the college game, or should I say this kid getting kicked off?
There's nothing you can do about that. It is all because of the size of players, and they still have to grow into a man, to be honest with you. In the NHL, you put a 17, 18-year-old kid out there against a squad of all NHLers, they're going to get decimated. And we saw this with Patra. He got hurt, right? Because his size is so small to an NHL player. They're not used to the speed of the game, and the contact is much, much greater in the NHL than it is in the juniors, where they're playing as 17 and 18-year-olds. And then they go to college.
I don't know.
I mean, it's different, and and it is. You're right. It's never going to get better than that because they can't develop. First of all, goaltenders take a long time to develop. Long time. As do defensemen. The offensive talent always is the first to show up because it is that offensive talent. But as soon as you throw in the defensive side of their game, they're lost.
I just feel like you can't market to fans or grow the game if there's no anticipation. So we look at, again, Cam Ward of the Cleveland Browns, the Tennessee Titans. I saw Cleveland when Danny's comment. But you go Tennessee Titans, I'm going to want to watch him play.
Yeah.
Connor Bedard, when they announced he came right into the league. You want to see it.
Rare.
Right? But that's where I say I feel like who'd Boston draft in the first round?
Higgins.
May never see this kid.
You're not going to see him for 2 years.
But you know what I'm saying? So, how as a Bruins fan do I get excited about it?
And that's the hard part, right? You know, when you have a team and say they draft poorly or they have a poor prospect pool, and that generally happens after you make trade after trade after trade to try to be, Stanley Cup contenders, you kind of squash your prospect pool. So it is tough to get excited for a guy that you just draft this year because you're not going to see him for 2 years. You may see him in 2 years in Providence. You may.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like there's lost opportunities here where.
Yeah, Danny's right. Like Gretzky and Modano, it's not like that. Guys generally don't step in and become an instant, success. It's very rare.
If it was I drafted him, and then halfway through the season, you start to bring them up and he start to play. But to your point, they're either playing in college still, playing overseas, playing like I don't know. I just think it's a bad format because I don't think you can ever build that game. That's why
there's nothing you can do about it in hockey or baseball.
But that's why I said too. This is why their draft on TV stunk. Because most people don't care because
that isn't the reason why it stunk.
But it doesn't help that you're not going to get excited about anybody you saw getting picked because they're not playing.
Yeah.
It took 5 years to get 96 of your first rounders to actually play in an NHL game. 5 years.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it is a problem, and this is why baseball, I don't even know if they I think they put it on TV.
They don't. Maybe on Major League Baseball Network, but that's about it.
I'm not sure.
All right.
But you can't get excited about somebody that's not going to play on the team.
Exactly.
And you're right.
Like I said, I root for kids that I'm not even a fan. I want to see how they play because I know that I'm going to see them in the NFL and the NBA. In the NHL, it's pointless. I don't even think they should advertise the draft. All right. Ron, it is time for pick and roll.
Pick and roll.
It's time for pick and roll.
Danny's right about that. It's like the Summer League in basketball. I was watching it today. I've seen some of these kids for 3 years straight. They never make the pro club because they're the bottom of the barrel, non-drafted, usually your second rounders. You'll see, like they said, Cooper Flagg played the other night. And then he'll probably play one more, and then they don't put him in. That's it. He's done. So I don't know. But you'll see him in the regular season.
Yeah, I mean, it's different for NBA. They have less players on the roster, and it look, you either have the skill or you don't. I mean, it's clear in the NBA. I mean, you can develop a shot, but if you don't have that first off skill, you're not making the NBA. I mean, it's just, in Major League Baseball, you have to develop a pitcher's arm, and a lot of teams can't do that. Believe it or not.
And there's too many, there's single A, double A, triple A, in baseball that drives me nuts. And then they have guys jump from double to
and then you have some that are going to AAA.
AA. All right, Ron. Our pick and rolls segment this week, 1997, 28 years ago. These players were drafted, and they are Patrick
And they just
Malone,
got into the league this year.
Marian Hossa, Joe Thornton, Oli Jokinen, Brandon Moreau, and Sergei Samsonov. We are going to rank them from 6 to 1. I am first this week, so I will start us off.
Did you know that 2 of those guys were drafted by the same
Bruins? Team? By the Bruins. Yeah. Samsonov and Thornton. All right, so I will start us off, and I will say that some of these guys, sometimes when we're like, oh, this is going to be really tough to place these guys, it's really tough to place them higher than where I put them because I really wish there was like negatives on some of them. But at 6 for me, Oli Jokinen, Played in 1,231 games, 321 goals, 429 assists, 750 points. Like, not bad. A minus 132, 54 game-winning goals, but 0 accolades, not a single one. So he was 6, which pushed Sergei Samsonov, to number 5 because at least he won something, a Calder. But an
He was
880
Rookie of the Year with Joe Thornton out there and Marian Hossa. I mean, that's incredible.
888 games, 235 goals, 336 assists, plus 11, 38 game-winning goals. At 4 went Brandon Moreau, 991 games, 265 goals, 310 assists, 575 in points, but a plus 107, which is pretty good. 47 game-winning goals, but no accolades as well. Which ended up pushing Patrick Merlot to number 3 for me. 1,779 games.
Yeah, he's like fine wine.
Yeah. 566. Look at what you did there. That's pretty good.
Even though it's Marlowe.
Marlowe. Patrick Marlowe. I would go Merlot because as wine, I'm whining about this list right now. 1,779 games, 566 for goals, 631 in assists, 1,197 points, but a minus 27 in his career. 109 game-winning goals, though. That was pretty good. I used to hang out with Nolan Ryan. Look at that. It had pepperoni pizza. All right. At 2.
Danny, if you can get Nolan Ryan on this show, we will have you on every week for a segment.
Joe Thornton at number 2. 1,714 games, 430 goals, 1,109 assists, which is pretty damn good. 1,539 points, a plus 182. Loved it. 68 game-winning goals, 4-time All-Star, 1-time Ross, 1-time Hart winner. But at number 1, Marian Hossa. 1,309 games, 525 goals, which was second most out of this list, 609 assists, 1,134 points, a plus 245 run. That's impressive. 85 game-winning goals, 1-time All-Star, but he did win 3 cups, so he got it done when he needed to. So I went Marian Hossa at number 1.
Give yourself a round of applause, Eric. That is very impressive that you got this list exactly right. I also had Olli Jokinen at number 6. That minus 132 is just dreadful. Like, you could be bad defensively, but you can be a detriment to the team, and this is why he didn't win anything. I also had Sergei Samsonov, number 5. A guy who had a lot of talent. I don't know, just ran out of time, I guess. He was like 5 good years, and then that was that. So, but he could score. He had a nice shot. He was pretty quick. But it didn't translate in the NHL. Not for long, anyway. Also, I had number 4, Brendan Morrow. Great player, great little player. Nice piece to have on your team. 265 goals, 310 assists, 991 games. Almost made it to 1,000. If I'm that close, I make sure I get to 1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 107. So he's good defensively in his own end, and he can chip in some goals. So just nothing came with it. It was, it was kind of vanilla.
Yeah.
Good player. 3, I also have Patrick Marleau. Look, I mean, a guy could score 566 goals, right? I mean, he had a ton of talent. Of course, it helps when you have the talent on the same line, just saying. Minus 27, not very good defensively. But, he did put up 109 game winners. So in crunch time during the season, he knew how to score the goals and win. But that did not translate into anything as far as trophies of any sort, nothing. Not even an all-star appearance. So I mean, for that many goals, not to make one is kind of bizarre, but
It was.
Good player though, very good player. But the other two guys are just elite, and it's hard to believe Joe Thornton did not win a cup. Probably the best player in the NHL never to win a cup. I mean, I can't think of anybody offhand who was better that didn't win, and that includes players like Cam.
1,539 points is very impressive.
It's amazing. It's amazing. 1,100 plus assists, 430 goals. I mean, he was just pure talent. And, the 4 All-Stars. And that's saying something because, we were talking about some other players that played center that didn't get to the All-Star games. And he did with those talented players in the league. So he made them, and he was that good. But number 1, Marian Hossa. I mean, the best Marian in NHL history, maybe. Marian Stastny has something to say about it, but definitely the best Marian.
All right.
525 goals. I mean, definitely Hall of Fame. And that's another thing. Hossa is in the Hall of Fame. Joe Thornton's in the Hall of Fame. How is Patrick Marleau not in the Hall of Fame with all those goals, right? So there's something there. So Hossa, 1,100 points plus 245. This guy is just good any situation, and including winning Stanley Cups is his thing because he's got 3 of them. And when you get a guy that knows how to do it in the postseason, that's even better. So,
yeah,
1 All-Star, I don't care. With 3 cups, I'll take the 3 cups.
Right, and the only guy on this list to win a cup.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
No. So 1997 draft class there, not bad.
Yeah, I checked the rest of the draft to see if there was anybody in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th rounds, and no.
Yeah. 96% takes 5 years. Anyway. All right, Ron.
They hit on that one, that's for sure.
Yeah, they hit on that one. All right, so let's discuss once again our Hall of Fame inductees. Let's congratulate them one more time. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is now a member of the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Kareem. And Zinedine Zidane for soccer, for football.
3rd soccer player.
Right. He is now officially in our Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Congratulations to both those athletes. Voted on by the fans, so congratulations there. But that means, Ron, that we have some new voting that is opening up tonight. And for the NFL, we'll have Deion Sanders, Rod Woodson, Arenas Williams, Eric Allen, and Steve Atwater. This is an extremely tough one. As well as...
Yeah. I don't know how you're not going to vote for some of those guys.
For the WNBA, again, some unbelievable talent here. Candace Parker, Swin Cash, Cheryl Swoops, Tamika Catchings, and Maya Moore. The fact we're going to leave one of these ladies out is embarrassing because they all deserve to be in. But you, the fans, get to vote and pick. So take some time.
Who's going to win this one?
Early favorite to me would be Maya Moore. Candace Parker probably a second, just because they're more recent. I think people know them more, but you look at the numbers.
Cheryl Cash has been in the headlines too.
Yeah. So this will be an interesting one. Check out the Sports Unfolded Sports Poll page on Facebook. You can cast your votes tonight. Those will be up. So please take some time to help vote the next inductees into the Sports Unfolded Hall of Fame. Check out the Sports Unfolded website as well, and you can see all of the nominees. You'll see Zinedine Zidane and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar being added to that this week as well. All right, Ron.
Hey, you know what I did, Eric?
What'd you do?
So I revamped the RhodeIslandBroadcasting.net website,
Okay.
and you can now go to that website and donate to the show
Oh, that's
to keep the
awesome.
show going.
There you go.
So I
Takes-
have it so that way, like say, I don't know, Warren Buffett decides to give away his money and he wants to give it to us, he can donate, like $10 million to us.
9.9, Ron. Why not greedy? Yeah. Okay.
Just saying.
Yes. All right. That's awesome, man. That is awesome. All right, Ron. It is prediction time. Thank you. We get a lot of these.
Spindles is watching.
All right. So on our predictions last week, not so good. Bad week for both of us.
I don't even want to put this up.
But
This is terrible.
at least I got the NASCAR top 5 driver, but 2 and 4. Ron 1 and 5. Danny, hopefully is still with us. You can.
Yeah, Danny, get on this.
You gotta get over 500 again, Danny. So basically, we are going to give you some games. You pick the games. Let us know if you are not on the chart and you'd like to get your name added to the chart. Please pick these games along with us as well. We start off in Major League Baseball, Ron. Series tonight, the Los Angeles Dodgers at the San Francisco Giants, 3-game series. I'm going San Francisco here. The Giants, the Dodgers have not played good baseball. I think they've lost 6 straight. They're starting to fall apart a little bit right before the All-Star break. So I'm going to the Giants here in a stunner.
Yeah. I am going with LA Dodgers because I think San Francisco Giants are going to stop falling apart with the rumblings going on with Devers. I'm going to take LA Dodgers. This is the series that's going to get them back on the winning side.
Giants 5 games behind. So if the Giants can win 2 of 3 or sweep, that race gets very interesting. If you want to make a pick, Dodgers at Giants, 3 games series, let us know. Also tonight, Ron, you got the Philadelphia Phillies visiting the San Diego Padres, 3-game series. Who do you have?
I'm going to go road team again. I'm going to take Philly. I'm going to take the Philadelphia Phillies. I think they can squeeze out two games in that series, so I'm going to go with them.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. I went with the Phillies as well. I just feel like San Diego kind of coming back down to earth now after their series with the Dodgers a couple of weeks ago. All right, WNBA action, Ron. The 13th, we've got the Atlanta Dream at the New York Liberty. Believe it or not, Dream in second place here. But I think the Liberty at home, not playing as great as they did early in the season, but I went New York here.
Yeah, I did as well. I think this team needs to get back to the basics and just stop playing competitively. I think their egos got a little bursted, the last couple of weeks, playing some just solo basketball. When you got 5 players that aren't playing together, you're not winning games. And I think they go back to the basics and they see that Atlanta is nipping at their heels, and they stop it right here.
Yeah, listen, at the end of the day, championship hangovers are real things. So,
it is.
Sometimes you think you're just going to cruise right through, and I think reality's starting to set in that they need to play some better basketball. Yeah. All right, 7-16, Ron. You've got the Phoenix Mercury at the Minnesota Lynx. That's again a second place matchup. Who do you have?
Yeah, this is a tough one too, but I'm going to go Minnesota at home. Yeah, it's going to be close, I think. Phoenix is playing superb this season, and I like the direction that they're going.
Yeah, Lynx, 3 losses on the season. I think they're a little upset about losing the championship last year. They're out to prove something.
Yeah.
Phoenix only 3 games back. So, again, this is a big matchup. This is a playoff matchup.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I agree with you. I went Minnesota. All right, Ron, we got some Wimbledon women's action, the women's finals. Amanda Anisimova versus Iga Swiatek. I'm going with the American here. I'm going with Amanda. American winning the first since 2016, I think they said. Venus Williams. So America's coming back to win Wimbledon. I'm going with Amanda to get it done.
I'm going Anisimova.
All right.
I like the Mova.
Mova. All right.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome, buddy. You're welcome. Very good. Yeah, you're very talented here. Good fight tonight, Ron. Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. This was, if you don't remember, the Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. These ladies can hit. This was just nonstop.
The best fight of the
without a doubt
card.
And the first one was just as brutal. So we get to see it for the third time tonight. Who do you have?
I'm gonna go Amanda Serrano in this one. It's her turn. It's her time.
I agree with you. Going with the Puerto Rican, she was upset the last time. That fight could have went either way.
I'm sorry that she was supposed to win that one. Yeah. She was robbed.
Yeah, I went Serrano here. Katie Taylor, very great boxer, good career, but again, 39. You're starting to get up there, and she's not winning this one. Yeah, this is going to be a tough one. All right, we got some NASCAR as well. Save Mart 350 in Sonoma. We need a top 5 driver on. I'm going with Chris Buechler. Buechler, Bobby Boucher's cousin.
So you went in a different direction too. I went and I tried to figure out, all right, give me an F1 kind of guy, right? And I came up with Van Gisbergen. Van Gisbergen. He just sounds like an F1 guy because it's a street race, right?
It is. It's a road race, yeah.
So road races are F1 guys.
Okay.
I'm going with this guy.
All right. We'll see. Well, that's our predictions. Tune in next week to see how we do. We better do better than we did this week because it's getting ugly quick.
I can't do worse than last week, right?
You could go over.
Well, I could, but
so you still could get worse. All right. So that's our prediction segment. Again, tune in every week to see how we do.
We're on tuning.
And you could get your name on the chart and see if you could beat us to win some prizes. So you want to join in for the segment every week. All right, Ron, before we get into our final thoughts, I love every week when you tell all the wonderful people out there how they can become sponsors of this great show, the best sports podcast on the planet, and get their advertisement right above me in this little banner. How can they do so?
Yeah, Eric, it's like I tell everybody every single week. It's like going to your local coffee shop, yada, 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 yada. But it is summertime, and we are going to go back to Dell's. We don't want to give them a free sponsorship. That frozen lemonade company that is by the beach. I know here in Rhode Island, we have that Dell's. But there's nothing like it. So you get your frozen lemonade, a nice large watermelon frozen lemonade. It costs less than that because let me tell you, those things cost an arm and a leg. They cost an arm and a leg. And, and when you're at the beach and you lose an arm and a leg, it's probably from a shark or frozen lemonade. So just like that, get on the site. You can put your name up there like WDJY. Sponsor the show because your sponsorship will air on, the radio where we get like 13,000 listeners. So you might want to do this. Take advantage of it, people.
Thousands of eyes, ears on your business every single week. So take an opportunity to check that out. Email Rhode Island Broadcasting for that information as well. Do want to take a moment again to thank those in Dallas, Georgia, 99.1 WDJY FM for putting us on every Saturday at 1 p.m., as well as 990 WBOB on every Saturday at 10 a.m. and SEC TV Public Access Channel 12 on every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Thank you all for your support and continue to help us grow. And we're going to move into some other markets, so be prepared for that as well. We're excited about that. Ron, it is final thoughts time, and our final thoughts don't necessarily have to be about anything sports related. It could be about anything happening in the world today. First of all, will start us off with my final thought, and it is about these NBA salaries, and they continue to rise. And we just saw SGA sign a record deal, which will pay him $990,000 per game.
That's more than Brown now, right?
He is the highest paid per game. The crazy part is that they're within the next year or two, you're going to see a $1 million per game player. And it just blows my mind of how far sports have come, that you're going to have a player making in the NBA $1 million per game to play. My, I guess, final thought would be to all these teams, we want to continue to see the salaries raise, the TV contracts and all the money that's out there, and it's great. But think about the fans too, with that guy that's making the $1 million per game, when that fan can only see him for 1 to 2 years because you need to trade him because you can't afford to keep him. How much sense does that make too? So I think at some point the league really has to figure out either how to keep the cap at a point where they can afford to keep players, or eliminate some of these taxes or some of these things that are making it difficult for fans to appreciate the teams you're putting on the court. It's sad that, again, Boston, we had a 1 year run, and it's over. And it's like, that's what sports is today in the NBA. It's you get your one shot, your one opportunity, seize every moment you ever wanted. Would you capture? Oh, sorry. But
I was like, wait a minute, this sounds like it's an Eminem song.
but that's where we're at now in sports. We just don't get to enjoy these players long enough. So I hope they figure it out, at some point sooner than later, because to see OKC win it all, which was great, and know that in 2 years they're going to break this team up, really doesn't make it enjoyable for any of the fans. But that's my final thought.
Eric, I have 2 of them.
Whoa! All right.
And surprisingly, you didn't take one. So
see that, buddy?
and I knew you weren't going to take one of these. But first off, yesterday morning when I woke up to first one of the hosts on Going On Daily couldn't make the show, so I had to step in to host and be on it. This is after going to bed at 2:00 in the morning. But after I found that out, I went on to, my phone and starting to look for my topics, and I found the most awful news I've heard in a while. HBO canceled Duster, starring Josh Holloway from Lost. Canceled after 1 year. I was so mad. And, it's a great show, and I've watched, all but the last 2 episodes so far.
So save them. That way you can watch.
Yeah, but now I'm afraid to watch them because it might not end very well. In fact, now I know where they are on the plot right now. It is going to end horribly, and it's going to be a cliffhanger, and I'm never going to get closure on this. And I'm so tired of networks doing this. Before it even airs, they cancel shows, and it infuriates me. So, HBO, I'm done with you. Done. Someone, please pick up that show. Come on. It's a great show. Anyway, my second is rest in peace, Michael Madsen from Reservoir Dogs.
Yeah.
And about 100 other movies. But, that is a classic. That is a great movie. I recommend it. Go watch it. But he passed away, and yet another star gone. Kind of sad.
Yeah.
Kind of sad.
Yeah. Rest in peace. All right, Ron, that has been our show for tonight. We want to thank Danny for joining us live. We appreciate your support every week. Again, check us out every Friday night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live.
With spindles and stout
So
shouting.
We can have some fun with you as well. Ron, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate your time tonight. We will be back again next Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so check us out. And all we ever ask for every single show is that we get peace on earth.
Have a great night, everybody.